The phone rang just after midnight. A woman's trembling voice broke through the static of the emergency line. "My daughter never came home. Please, something's wrong." That was Rosa Martinez, mother of Elena Martinez, a 28-year-old nurse from Austin, Texas. To her family, Elena was the definition of light, compassionate, disciplined, the kind of woman who'd stay after her shift to comfort a dying patient or help a struggling intern catch up on paperwork. She lived alone in a modest apartment not far from St. Andrew's Hospital, where she worked the night shift. When she clocked out at 11:47 p.m., the security camera caught her walking to the parking lot, bag slung over her shoulder, phone in hand, smiling faintly, like she was texting someone she cared about. But that was the last time she was seen alive. At first, detectives assumed it might have been exhaustion. Nurses sometimes needed space after long, emotionally draining weeks. But when Elena's car was found abandoned near Highway 290, everything changed. The car was locked. Her purse and hospital ID were still inside. Only her phone and house keys were missing. No sign of a struggle, no footprints, no fingerprints except her own. But the strangest part? Her car seat was pushed all the way back, as if someone much taller had driven it. Her brother, Louis, said she was barely 5'4". He said to police, "She wouldn't even reach the pedals like that." Detectives began to suspect she never drove that car to the highway herself. 2 days after her disappearance, a chilling message appeared on her Facebook profile. "Don't look for me. I need to disappear." The timestamp, 3:12 a.m. Her mother's heart sank. Elena was private, yes, but she wasn't cold. She wouldn't vanish without a word. Her best friend, Monica, agreed. She said, "It didn't sound like her. Elena would have called. She wouldn't post some cryptic status online." Detectives subpoenaed Facebook for the IP address behind the post. The trail led to an internet cafe 20 miles from Austin, a place Elena had never visited. When police checked the cafe's CCTV, the footage showed a tall man in a black hoodie wearing a surgical mask, typing furiously at one of the computers. He paid in cash. He never looked at the camera, and after 15 minutes, he walked out, vanishing into the night. Investigators dug deeper into Elena's life and discovered something her family didn't know. For the last 6 months, she'd been dating someone she met on a nursing forum, a man who went by the name David Lang. Online, he was charming, articulate, and understanding, a medical technician who traveled often for work. Elena described him to friends as mature and gentle, someone who understood her long hours and exhaustion. But when detectives tried to find a David Lang in any hospital system, there was no record of him. No social security number, no employment files, no address. Whoever David Lang was, he didn't exist. 3 weeks into the investigation, Monica remembered something. A small box Elena had shown her one evening at her apartment. Inside were handwritten letters from David, not emails, actual letters. Each one ended with the same line, "Forever yours, D." Detectives analyzed the handwriting. The results came back with a chilling twist. The handwriting belonged to a former patient of the hospital, Dr. Paul Mercer, a 42-year-old surgeon who had resigned the year before after a malpractice lawsuit. But that wasn't the worst part. Dr. Mercer had been married at the time. His wife had filed for divorce after discovering he'd been messaging another woman under the name David Lang. Dr. Mercer's background read like a red flag checklist. Previously disciplined for inappropriate behavior toward female nurses, known for boundary issues, quiet but controlling. He had been one of Elena's attending surgeons during her early nursing rotations. When police searched his home, they found several phones, all prepaid, untraceable, and one in particular contained photos of Elena. Some were from her social media, others were clearly taken in secret. In one image, she's leaving her apartment. In another, she's walking to her car at night. The timeline suggested he'd been stalking her for months. A week later, while re-examining Elena's apartment, police found something hidden beneath a loose floorboard near her bed. A folded note. The handwriting matched Elena's. It read, "If anything happens to me, it's Paul. He's been following me. I told him to stop. He said if he can't have me, no one's will." The case instantly escalated from missing person to presumed homicide. But the trail went cold until a hunter stumbled on something shocking 3 months later. Near Lake Travis, about 40 miles west of Austin, a hiker found a piece of torn white fabric tangled in tree roots by the water. It matched the blouse Elena was last seen wearing. A search team combed the area. 2 days later, they uncovered human remains partially buried beneath shallow earth. Dental records confirmed it. Elena Martinez. Cause of death? Blunt force trauma to the skull. And just a few feet away, buried under a pile of rocks, they found a wedding ring engraved with the words, "Forever yours, D." When police arrived at Dr. Mercer's property, they found him calmly sitting on his porch, sipping coffee. "You took your time," he said. Inside his house was a chilling shrine, photos of Elena, a lock of her hair, candles, and a handwritten journal detailing his obsession with her. In one passage, he wrote, "She said she loved me. She said forever. She lied." Another read, "If she won't be mine, she'll be no one's." Dr. Mercer didn't deny the killing, but he claimed it wasn't premeditated, that it was a crime of passion. He told investigators they had argued that night, that he had followed her after work. That's when she threatened to go to HR about him. He snapped. The courtroom was packed when the trial began. Prosecutors painted Mercer as a manipulative predator, a man who used his medical status and charm to lure a young woman into a web of lies. The defense tried to argue diminished capacity, saying Mercer had suffered from a psychotic break. But the evidence was overwhelming. The DNA on Elena's car door, the matching tire tracks found near the burial site, and the "Forever Yours D" inscription on the ring, the same phrase he'd used in every message. After 6 hours of deliberation, the jury found him guilty of first-degree murder. The judge sentenced him to life without parole. As the verdict was read, Elena's mother wept quietly in the front row, a single photo of her daughter clutched tightly in her hand. Elena's story became a rallying cry across Texas for safer workplaces and stricter stalking laws for healthcare professionals. Her hospital created the Elena Martinez Foundation, dedicated to supporting victims of workplace harassment and violence. But for her family, justice wasn't enough. Her mother said during a press conference, "He took her body, but not her spirit. She will save others even in death." And she did. Within a year, 3 women came forward about their own experiences with Dr. Mercer, all echoing similar patterns of manipulation and fear. Her story, once hidden in hospital corridors, now became a symbol of courage. 2 years after Mercer's sentencing, prison guards discovered a note hidden beneath his bed. It read simply, "Forever yours, Elena. See you soon." And beside it, a crude sketch of her face. He had taken his own life. They say monsters don't always hide in the dark. Sometimes they wear white coats and smile like saviors. Elena trusted the wrong person, someone who swore to heal others but destroyed her life instead. Her story reminds us, love can be pure, but obsession is poison, And sometimes the people who promise forever are the ones who end it too soon. If you or someone you know feels unsafe, reach out. And while you're here, help us keep these stories alive. Like, share, and subscribe for more real stories that demand justice.